Welcome back to the On the Respite and to AEW Dynasty 2026 predictions even. And yeah, an intriguing card this one. Feels like not long ago we had the Revolution pay-per-view. And yeah, that was an interesting pay-per-view. And we've got another one coming up. And there's definitely some big matches built on the card. So without further ado, let's get straight into things. So we're going to start things off with Cope and Cage taking on FTR. And it feels like FTR, they've had the titles for quite a while now. And yeah, we've known for a while Cope and Cage have been absent. This is a match that they've been building up towards. And it does feel like we are going to get new AEW Tag Team Champions here. And I think, with the Cope and Cage playing the kind of character they're playing at the moment, I think it could create for a really intriguing angle. And I think obviously it's going to be a fun match when you look at the participants involved. So yeah, I'm going to say it will be Cage and Cope who come away with the titles here. Moving on into Jon Moxley versus Will Ospreay. And this is another interesting match. Obviously Ospreay's first match back. Moxley still holding the international title. I'm not sure if the title's on the line or not. But yeah, it kind of feels like Ospreay, his first match back, he kind of needs to get a win here. Moxley can eat a loss. I think, it will probably be the first of several matches these two have together. So yeah, I'm going to say that it will be Ospreay gets a win. And yeah, undoubtedly, this is going to be an absolute banger of a match. On the 0 hour, we've got Alex Windsor taking on Marina Shafir for Windsor's title. And yeah, to be honest, I can't really see it changing hands on a 0 hour. I think, especially when it's not, the promotion itself. And I think, obviously, it makes sense to get the babyface a win on there. I think Marina Shafir, I don't know, she feels like she can eat enough losses at this point. I think, it'd be swept under the carpet. You want to get the crowd into it. So I'm going to say it'll be Alex Windsor who retains her. Moving on into Thekla versus Jamie Hayter for the Women's World title. And this is a more interesting match. Personally, I'm really invested in a long-term Thekla title reign. I'm a big fan of both, don't get me wrong, but yeah, to be honest, I'd love to see Thekla go on a lengthy run with the title. Jamie Hayter's great, but yeah, I think Thekla, obviously, I would say she's still relatively recent to her title reign. I don't want her to lose it just yet, so yeah, I think Thekla will retain in what will be a really, really fun match. So yeah, I'm going to say Thekla. Moving on then to Darby versus Andrade Alilo, and kind of the premise of this match seems to be that if Darby wins, he'll get a shot at the world title at MJF, and I think that kind of gives it away. But to be honest, it's going to be a really fun match. Two of the top kind of in-ring performers in AEW. And I think leading up to a Darby MJF match will be very, very good. But I think Andrade, yeah, undoubtedly will give him a good match. But yeah, like I said, I do think that stipulation kind of spoils it in a way. So I'm going to say it'll be Darby Allin who comes away with the victory here. Chris Jericho takes on Ricochet in his first match back since his return. And yeah, this should be a really interesting match. Obviously, Jericho coming back with the list stuff is very entertaining. I have to say, you know what Jericho's like. He's a master of reinvention. And I think, I don't know, it could be good. But Ricochet, he's going to give him a great match. And it's going to be, yeah, I think a really fun match to return. I feel like first match back, Jericho's got to get the win. But maybe there could be some nefarious tactics. Who knows? But I'm going to say it will be Chris Jericho who comes away with the win here in the fun match. Moving on to the Young Bucks versus the Don Callis family, Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita. And yeah, this is an interesting matchup for me. It feels like it could well go to the Bucks this one. I think they need a big one coming off the back of that loss last time out to FTR last pay-per-view. So yeah, as well we've got the Okada Takeshita storyline. I think there's still obviously a bit of beef between those two men. I think that could boil over at some point soon, possibly as soon as this match. So yeah, I'm going to say it will be the Bucks who get the victory here. Moving on into the gauntlet match to determine a new TNT champion, and obviously a massive shame for Kyle Fletcher for this to be happening. Obviously there's a few names that kind of could be mentioned. For me there's kind of two main names. Kyle O'Reilly possibly making a return in his hometown. That would be a brilliant moment. But at the moment I'm kind of leaning towards Ciampa. I've been impressed with what they've done with Ciampa since he arrived. Obviously he's one of the confirmed participants alongside Roosh. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I feel like he could be the man to do it. Obviously he lost the title, but I think having him win another one soon after, especially so soon into his run in AEW, could kind of show that they're serious for him. So I'm going to be Ciampa. On the 0 hour, we've got Jack Perry taking on Mark Davis for the National Championship. And yeah, I think this should be a pretty damn fun match. I mean, obviously Jungle Perry and Mark Davis are both pretty good wrestlers. But yeah, I don't think on the 0 hour we're going to see Jack Perry losing his national title, which I think he can do really good work with it, because he's got the style to wrestle numerous great matches. I think he can take it beyond AEW as well. So yeah, I'm going to say it will be Jack Perry that retains the title here. Moving on then to the Women's World Tag Team Championship match between Divine Dominion and Hayan and Maya Wild. And just to be honest, I'm pretty enjoying the reign of Divine Dominion so far. I don't really think Hayan and Maya Wild have really been built up to the extent that they could take the titles there. So I'm going to say it will be Divine Dominion to retain, but I think in a way it will be still a really good showcase of what Hayan and Maya Wild can do. And I think we'll do good in the long run, but I don't think they're going to leave with the titles here. For the World Trios title, we've got the Dogs taking on the Conglomeration, Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and a mystery partner, which is interesting. I mentioned Kyle O'Reilly possibly in the Casino Gauntlet. Maybe this could be another place he makes his return. Obviously, he's got a long history with Roddy Strong, but I do think he will pop up at this review in his hometown in some way. But I don't know, in this match, I think the Dogs, having only won the title on Collision literally one night ago, surely they're not going to be dropping the title already, which makes me think it's not going to be like some amazing star returning for the Conglomeration. So I'm going to say it'll be the Dogs to get the win. In the main event, it's MJF versus Kenny Omega for the AEW World Championship. And this is going to be an incredible match, isn't it? It's great to see Kenny Omega back challenging for the world title. MJF obviously had that big win over Hangman Adam Page a few weeks back at Revolution. So I can't see him dropping the title so soon. But these two are going to put on a fantastic match, aren't they? The characters that they are, I think they tie in really nicely to each other. So I'm going to say MJF will retain his title on what will undoubtedly be a fun match. That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.